Thrilling message left on a dollar bill reveals clue to old kidnapping case. Kidnapping is an offensive law. Confinement against someone's will can leave the kidnapper behind the bars. Kidnapping can also involve injuring someone while performing the activity. The abduction and kidnapping cases are rising tremendously and are countless in the United States. The more awful the case, more severe is the punishment. Even attempting kidnapping may result in a penalty. After the famous kidnapping and abduction case of Charles Lindbergh's son, there was a federal law passed by the United States and is known as the Federal Kidnapping Act, also popularly known as Lindbergh's Law. The kidnapping cases are increasing over 25 years and are reported to sharply rise from 150,000 to 900,000. The most important part of the kidnapping case is that the authorities are strictly informed that the victim needs to be found and the case needs to be closed within 48 hours. Why 48 hours? There is a logical reasoning behind it. Post 2 days, the perpetrators have ample time to cover up the leftovers, misguide the evidence, and flee the scene. But the rules were about to be broken. Out of hundreds of kidnapping cases, there was one mysterious kidnapping story of a girl named Shirley, which has been tagged as unsolved. In the city of San Diego, a girl named Shirley was kidnapped, and for over a decade now the rules were broken. With not a single clue or evidence, the case was declared ice cold by the authorities. Until a stranger found something suspicious and became a reason for the decade-old case to reopen. On 5th of March 2000, little girl Shirley was playing in her neighborhood with her bicycle, just 5 houses down from where she lived. Shirley had 3 siblings and used to live with her parents in the city of San Diego. On the bright sunny day, clutching some coins in her right hand, Shirley was eagerly waiting for the ice cream truck to arrive. The whole scenario was about to take a tragic turn. Just after a minute, her younger sibling last saw Shirley. She intravenously disappeared. Parking her bike in the middle of the road, tires surprisingly still spinning, in the quarters she had were found shattered across. With no sign of her daughter, Hannah, the mother of the 10-year-old in distress, immediately called the nearest station. It was the time when the most intense investigation was about to begin. The national news aggressively covered the missing case of the 10-year-old girl. The authorities performed every way to investigate the case, right from patrolling, setting up roadblocks, and checking and interviewing every single car and motorist. The city was covered with posted flyers and information about Shirley's missing case with her class photo on it. Time passed and investigators thought of taking the help of psychics to find the whereabouts of Shirley. They also tracked down the ice trucks all over San Diego and nearby areas, investigating and questioning all the ice cream truck vendors in the states. After studying the case, detective proclaimed that it was not someone Shirley knew or wanted to be with. The investigator searched all the nearest vicinity. In their neighborhood lived a man with similar offender records, including child abuse. But soon later, nothing the authorities found and the man clean. Following such scenarios, authorities continued to investigate suspected offenders in the region. Strangely, Shirley's father was also interrogated out of suspect by the authorities. Years passed, but there were no meaningful evidence and clues which would lead to the closing of the case. With almost 5,000 tips from the public, conducting 600 interrogations, collecting 500 pieces of evidence, and searching 30 abandoned santan mountains and mine shafts, they had no single trace of Shirley. Sooner or later, the case had gone cold. But who thought a tip after 10 years might change the whole case? However, the tip received was not similar to the one received earlier. This tip had a strong leading message to the missing case of Shirley. The tip didn't come from any place near San Diego. It came all the way long, almost 1,600 miles long, from Arizona. On January 24, 2010, an anonymous man walked to the Arizona police station, handing them a $1 note, collected from the money for Girl Scout cookies. The dollar was not an ordinary one. Written along the dollar perimeter there was a message, in scratchy childlike handwriting. My name is Shirley, kidnapped from San Diego. I'm alive. Every single person at the police station was astonished but thinking of optimism. Authorities thought that the billing discrepancy, the first name, were spelled incorrectly, and the whole scenario swayed them to believe that it might not be legitimate. Yet there was little spring of hope for the family. Checking the fingerprints on the bill would have been useless, as the bill might have passed by hundreds of hands. Analyzing the case, the authorities and the family thought that Shirley would be 20 by that time. Considering it a cruel joke, how would a 20-year-old spell her name wrong? Yet Shirley's family thought not to give up on the situation and remained committed to finding their daughter. It's hard for the family of a kidnapped child. The worst part is that someone is missing and have no certain clue where they might be. The whole situation was left unsolved, just like a jigsaw puzzle, but with a missing piece to complete it, no matter how long it takes. Shirley's family was not losing hope in the ultimate fate of finding their beloved Shirley.